going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. And today we are going to be taking care of a very annoying thing on my new Jeep Wrangler JL. And obviously, as you guys can see from the title, we are going to be taking care of the auto stop system for the engine. Now, some people really don't care about this and are fine with it working and functioning as it should, and that is great. You won't need to watch this video because you are happily living with your auto stop system on the Jeep. Me as a technician that works on these things, that thinks probably way more into something than I should, as in our engine here. If I can reduce the amount of stops and start processes of my engine in a drive cycle, then that's kind of beneficial to me. I don't love the thought of every single stoplight I pull up to, the engine shutting off while you're sitting there waiting. Yes, you are not burning oil, so I'm not claiming that the system doesn't save fuel, but as you're sitting there, all of the oil is draining down from the top of the motor down to the oil pan, and then you are starting up the engine again. Oil system has to push oil to the top of the motor, and so on and so forth. I have always been taught or told that the hardest time or the hardest wear on your engine is on initial startup. So we have a system in place that is causing our engine to start and stop multiple times a drive cycle. And if I can eliminate that, then absolutely that's something I'm going to take advantage of. Now, the vehicle from the factory does have a button on the dash that you can push and turn the system off. So you can do what I'm doing here today for $0. But the issue is, each time you fire that vehicle back up, you will obviously need to hit that button again to turn off the auto stop system. What we've got here is the auto stop eliminator from AUTOSTOPeliminator.com, and this basically pushes the button for you. What it does is remember the button's last switch state. Whether you've left that system on or turned that system off, when you've turned the vehicle off on next key cycle or startup of the vehicle, it's going to re-enable or disable that button or that feature depending on what it was when the vehicle was turned off. So this is, yes, a little bit lazy because I'm spending $99 here to have a button pressed for me, but in my time of driving this already, I've already multiple times pulled up to a stoplight after leaving the house and it shut off because I forgot to hit the button. So I'm not in a good routine of hitting the button. So this here is going to do it for me. And it's honestly a very nice, easy solution that I think is the best out there. We installed the same kit on Dad's 2020 Jeep Wrangler and have had no issues. No check engine lights, no goofy anything. It just works like it's supposed to and doesn't cause any issues. And again, me being the technician side of things, I like things that don't cause issues or cause weird electrical draws or anything goofy like that. This thing plugs in line of the security gateway module there under the dash. And again, its sole purpose in life is to remember that last switch state. Now we're going to throw this thing on and I'll show you guys that it works and remembers its last switch state. But if you yourself don't love auto stop system on whatever vehicle, go check out AUTOSTOPeliminator.com. I'll have a link down in the description. And they don't just have them for Jeeps. They have them for Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Chevy, literally everything. Go check out their website and see if they've got a product for your application so you don't have to keep hitting the darn button. So all we've got in the package here is the device and a few zip ties. And like we said, there's nothing fancy or flashing lights or switches or programming to do. You unplug one connector on the vehicle, plug this back into the factory location, and then plug the factory harness back into this, zip tie it up and out of the way, and you are done. There's nothing. It's very foolproof. It just works, and that's what we're going for. So let's jump in the interior here and start getting this installed, and then I will never have to hit the button again. So guys, jumping into the interior here, you don't need to pull this lower panel if you don't want to, but it honestly makes it a little bit nicer to be able to see what you're doing if you look through this area. So if you want to pull this off, it is just a couple of clips, and you just pull directly back and get those 6 plastic clips to release. Okay guys, so underneath the dash here, what we are looking for is a small device right there. That is our security gateway module, and there are 2 connectors on it, a smaller, narrower connector and a wider connector. So guys, now that we have found our security gateway module, we are going to be going after the narrower of the 2 connectors. This one is located near the outside or towards the fender of the vehicle, and there's just a small little tab that we're going to push down, and then that connector unplugs. So guys, now you can see the small connector that we've got unplugged from that security gateway module, and our new AUTOSTOP eliminator has really nice factory style connectors on it, so they are just going to plug back in just like we came apart. This end is going to plug back into our security gateway module, and then this end just plugs back into the factory wiring harness. Then you're going to just want to zip tie this thing up out of the way so it's not dangling under the dash or rattling around making noise. So like I said, we are now fully connected. I'm going to zip tie our wiring here up to this harness nice and tight so it's not rattling around and making noise. So now that we've got that all zip tied up and out of the way, all we need to do is reinstall our lower trim panel here. All right guys, so jumping in this thing, we are going to fire it up, and it should fire up like normal. Here we can see our start stop button that is currently turned on. So we can go and hit our button to turn start stop off right there. Now when we shut the vehicle off, we've just got done driving with our now start stop turned off. We've shut the vehicle off. We've opened our door, got out of the vehicle, got back in the vehicle to fire it up to go somewhere else. After a second or two, see, we've already got our system turned off without me needing to hit the button. So guys, that is the extent of our auto stop eliminator, and yeah, it works. Like I said, all it's doing is remembering the last switch state. So if you want to leave the system on, you can hit the button, leave it on. If you want to leave it off, you hit the button and it remembers and stays off. And like I said, this system just seems like the nicest, easiest to install, and very user-friendly without any errors or issues for the AUTOSTOP eliminator. So like I said, go check out the link down in the description to AUTOSTOPeliminator.com. And yeah, I understand spending $100 to not have to hit a button is kind of lazy, but I've already forgot multiple times, and every single time this thing shuts off at a stoplight, it absolutely kills me. I hate the fact that it does that. So I am very happy with spending my $99.99 to have this thing on my vehicle and never have to think about it again in the course of my whole ownership. So go check out and see if there is an application for your vehicle, and have one less button to hit every single morning when you start your vehicle. So guys, thanks for coming out into the garage and doing another new JL mod with me. And guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.